My nurse practitioner said that I responded well to treatment. I tripped like pretty hard, actually. I just wish that I could live like that forever. Well, that was a trip for sure. I tripped. I'm still recovering. I am not allowed to drive a vehicle for another hour or so. I'm finally eating food again. I just crashed when I got home. I had friends checking in on me, which was really nice. Thank you. You know who you are. And I really appreciated that. I just couldn't respond. I could not respond to those check-ins. I didn't even realize that one of my friends tried calling me. She was really concerned, which I appreciate that. I appreciate you for caring so much. Didn't even know that she tried calling. I tripped like pretty hard, actually. For 2 hours, I was tripping, really for like an hour and a half. And the last half hour was just kind of coming to and getting stable and seeing if I could stand up. Um, the trip was intense. I enjoyed it. It felt in the beginning, I felt sort of a sense of well-being just came over me. And I remember telling my nurse practitioner, why can't I just feel this way all the time? And she laughed. And then I started melting into this trip. It felt like it's really hard to put into words what I was feeling, but it felt like I was living in this other dimension where nothing really mattered. And I wasn't really sure what I was doing there. It felt like I was living underneath a balcony or something, like just perched on the side of a building, like underneath a balcony on like a ledge or something, which I know it sounds even talking, it's like what I'm saying doesn't really even make sense to me. It just felt like I was living sort of in a weird place, which is accurate. I am living in a weird place dealing with, recovery and my mental health. The mental health part of my recovery is what I'm focused on now. It was interesting. And I'm going to be treated again next weekend. So I thought it was going to be twice a week, but I don't know if she just I don't know. I'm just trusting what my nurse practitioner guides me to do in terms of the dose and the frequency. So I'll get treatment again next weekend. I'm trying to think about what else I went through and try to describe it. It's really hard to describe though. The music that I brought was awesome. I didn't like all of it, but I was able to operate my playlist, and my nurse practitioner told me now would be a good time to play your music. And so I pulled up my playlist and skipped some of the music was rocking. Like I loved it. They told me just to bring in a playlist of instrumental music, which I did, and some of it was lo-fi, kind of chill, but like almost too chill. I gravitated toward more upbeat stuff and just felt kind of like I got this. I felt like kind of a rock star or like a badass listening to the music, some of the music that I chose. Some of my favorite songs were and have been in the past too. I went through a major Dirt Wire stage. Let me know if you know Dirt Wire. I love their music, and it's been a while since I've listened to it. I should just listen to one of the Dirt Wire albums next time. because I just love their music so much. And they bring the harmonica in. And I remember telling my nurse practitioner, like, Dirtwires figured out how to make the harmonica sound just amazing. And she was laughing. She wanted to hear, she listened to a little of my music. um it was a completely positive experience. I didn't fall into a bad trip whatsoever. I also didn't really get to like the affirmations. I was considering recording an affirmation file with my own voice. I never got around to creating that. I just created a music playlist. So perhaps for next week, I could create a sound file, an audio file with a guided meditation. She put on a guided meditation for me at the end. Kind of, I wasn't tripping anymore when she put that on. It was just me kind of like coming back and being able to function like a normal person, not tripping. So yeah, it felt like everything made sense when I was tripping, and even though it didn't, and I couldn't quite figure out what I was doing or how I got there, or it felt kind of confusing at the beginning, but then I sunk into it and it was like, I just wish that I could live like that forever. And it felt really good. Not necessarily euphoric. It didn't feel like I was high. It just felt like there was like a knowing. It's hard to explain now. My nurse practitioner said that she could write down anything that I wanted her to, because I told her after I came back, I was like, I couldn't write. Like, even if I could, I don't even know what I would have written, but I couldn't actually physically, at the peak of what I was experiencing, have written anything down. She said that she could write anything down for me if I wanted that. So that was nice. She also left me to my own devices for part of it. So, but she was just in the next room. And so it was nice to know that she was letting me be independent, and she let me kind of explore my mind in that way. And when she left, she told me, I remember her telling me, like, you're learning right now. And it just felt so profound and like, okay, I'm learning. What am I learning? After she said that, it kind of felt like all my intentions kind of went out the window. My intentions were to focus on feeling safe. And yeah, basically that was my intention with this session, was just to feel safe and focus on that. As the session unraveled, she did ask me at one point, I remember in the beginning, do you feel safe? And I said, yeah, I feel really safe. And I thought, I forgot about this until just right now, but I thought it sounded like outside the window there was construction or something going on. Oh, that's my timer going on for my lunch. But I'll just finish this thought and wrap this update up. It felt like when she said, do you feel safe right now? I was like, yeah, I do feel safe in this environment. I was tripping. And I said, it was in the beginning. I was still ramping up to the peak. I hadn't peaked yet. I was just like starting to trip. And she asked if I felt safe. I said, yes. And then I said, I feel like there's construction outside. And she smiled at me and shook her head, said, it's just traffic. It's just normal traffic. And but that's interesting to me that I thought that there was some sort of construction happening. Maybe the construction was inside of me, and my brain was placing some sort of sensation that I could recognize and identify as there being construction right out the window. That didn't last the whole time. It just lasted for what felt to me like a few minutes. And then I started melting and feeling like I was living on that balcony, like on a ledge or something. It's totally secure, but living on a ledge. which is interesting. And then it transformed into feeling like I was here for something important. I don't know what that was not revealed to me. And perhaps I could set that as an intention for my next session, because I felt safe. And that was my intention with this session, was just to feel safe. I felt totally safe the whole time. So in addition to, and in my personal life, feeling safe is something that I'm working on. And so I think it makes a lot of sense to incorporate that sense of meaning and purpose, because that's something that I really want to work on, is understanding and really feeling that I do have a sense of meaning and purpose, whatever that may be for me. I mean, I have meaning and purpose in certain aspects, but like really in terms of like career and sustaining myself financially, I'm ready to move into something that gives me that meaning and purpose. And I have my thoughts. I'm not going to go into what I've been working on in my personal life because I'm not quite ready to share that yet. But yeah, I want to sum all this up by saying I really enjoyed the experience. I'm looking forward to the next treatment. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how this affects my daily life moving forward. When I woke up this morning, I did not think that I thought I still felt really tired. Like I didn't want to get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed. And I was just like, oh, it didn't work, but as time is going through, I signed this waiver, and part of what I signed on the waiver was that I wouldn't operate a vehicle for 24 hours. And so I was getting treatment. I was still, what time is it right now? I was still tripping. Like I was just coming down from my trip 24 hours ago. So I'm just coming out of like the 24-hour period of downtime that goes along with ketamine treatment. So, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, I did get the infusion. So originally when I did that video, like I'm considering ketamine therapy or treatment or whatever I called it, at that point, I thought that I was going to get the nasal form at a treatment center 2 hours away, but all that ended up falling through and it didn't feel right. And I ended up being able to work something out with my nurse practitioner, and I'm getting the infusions, the intramuscular infusions. So she actually injected me yesterday with a good, from what she said, I don't know exactly what the dose was, but she injected me with a significant dose of the ketamine. I got 2 injections, one on each arm, one obviously at the beginning of the session, and then the other one 30 minutes later when she saw that I was reacting well. And she asked if I wanted another one. And I was just like, I want this all day, every day. I finally felt like good and was enjoying the journey and the experience. So, and I'm still, granted, I needed a lot of rest and wasn't functional really last night. I didn't even eat dinner. I couldn't be bothered to make dinner last night. It's not that I couldn't have eaten it, I just couldn't make it. So I'll try to have like an easy to make. I mean, I even had vegetables that were already made and couldn't even be bothered to warm them up, which all I do is add hot water to warm up my vegetables. I don't microwave them. I'm not a fan of microwaves. No judgment towards microwaves. Like, it's not what this is about. I just prefer to heat my food up with hot water. I literally walked in to my room, dropped my bag on the floor, which I never do. I keep my bag up off the floor in this spot, and I put my keys into my bag so that if I need to leave on the fly, it's all ready to go. I just dropped my bag on the floor next to my nightstand and popped my keys on my nightstand and curled up in a ball in bed, Didn't change my clothes. I normally do get into something more comfortable before I get into bed, but that did not happen. I'm gonna fix this. It's bothering me. I don't know why it bothers me when it's twisted like that, but anyways, I've noticed a few key differences. Things like this before treatment, I would have just left it twisted. I've done that before in videos. I'm starting to clean up my place. I wasn't in horrible shape before, but I think I mentioned on the before video that I need to do some dishes and laundry. I've started the dishes. I haven't finished. I just did what I needed to do to get my lunch going, which it is. I'm making some things in the crock pot right now for my lunch. So I'm back to performing or being able to performing. I'm back to functioning like I was functioning before the treatment. I do feel a little bit better, and I'm now motivated to go do things I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do this morning. I thought I might have to put in an Instacart delivery order. So some of you know that I have been delivering for Instacart. I haven't done it in a couple of months, but I thought I might actually use the service today because I wasn't sure if I would be able to get out. But now that some time has passed, thinking about eating my lunch here in about 20 minutes or so, maybe even less than that. Let's see how much time. Oh, it's going to be ready in like 9 minutes. And then taking a shower, which I wasn't sure if I would be able to do that. I really need to take a shower. It's been, today's day 3, I think. Yeah. So I think with time, I'll be able to tell a little bit more. But my nurse practitioner said that I responded well to treatment. So that's my update. I I get the feeling that this treatment is might be a good fit for me based on the way that I'm feeling right now. I mean, I have like a smile on my face, and so we'll see how it goes over the next week before my next treatment and in the coming weeks. So thanks for watching. If you've got questions, if I didn't answer something that you're curious about, please let me know and I will happily answer your question. And until next time, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, always is. And take care of yourself. I will do my best to take care of myself, and I'll talk to you soon. I just remembered I forgot to say, if you liked this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. It's how I know that you're liking this, and it motivates me to continue making content. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk with you soon.